Just one for me, Dave, and that's about the forecheck. Is your club a different type of forechecking team in the sense that it's not just pure muscle; it's a skilled forecheck where you may not have the biggest team, but maybe the most relentless.
Well, we try to be. Forecheck is about trying to check the puck back in the offensive zone. So it's about positioning, about getting your stick on pucks, creating loose pucks, and I like our quickness in that respect. I still there's a lot of times when we feel like we can do a better job of forechecking, and in the last game I didn't think we forechecked very well in the first period. By the time the third period come around, we were forechecking well. So it's can be a tool you can use to create chances and put pressure on the other team.
Jason Gregor, TSN 1260.
Dave, in your experience, when your team's winning, is it easier as a coach to hammer down on some things? Are guys more attentive just because everybody's in a more positive mood compared to if you're in a losing streak, maybe, and it's hard to get down on a guy because he might be lacking confidence?
Yeah, you're probably selling the same message. Just sometimes they're grumpy and sometimes they're all right with it. So it's we try to stay pretty even keel. If we need areas to improve, we're pretty methodical about it. And even when you're finding ways to win some games, there's things you can improve, but there's also things that we can enhance. There's things that we like about our game too that you bring into it, and you actually do that. If you're not getting results, it's that fine line. You can't be negative all the time. You gotta have some positive light on everything, whether you're winning or you're losing, and that goes for fixing problems. You gotta be able to fix them when you're winning or losing.
Have you, or are you willing to share who your starting goaltender is tonight? And also, is Ethan Bear eligible to play?
Ethan's going to skate this morning, and we're going to talk to him after the skate. We're hoping he's getting close, and our goaltender is Mike Smith.
Mark Spector, Sportsnet.
Do you, Dave, with you're juggling your goalies? I know you always got to make calls on that. You got way more players than you're used to having in town. You got to make calls on that. How are you finding here? Keeping everybody happy and keeping everybody ready and playing? Is it
Yeah, yeah. You have lots of conversations with players, but ultimately everybody recognizes we're trying to find ways to win games here every night. And there's injuries you're dealing with. You're trying to keep everybody engaged. It's there's some challenges. Some days I know there's players that are disappointed they're not playing, and then there's other days where probably when the team is going well, everybody is in sync. So it's you monitor it every day as a coach, but ultimately it's given us lots of options, and especially with our D banged up as much as it has, it's given us the depth that we need to muscle through there a little bit. So. It's different. We've mentioned that earlier a few weeks ago. It's normally you have two guys that are sour, they're not playing. Now you got 6 or 7. Not sour, but everybody wants to play.
all right? Thank you.
Jim Matheson, Post Media.
Dave, Patrick Russell was on emergency loan. Is that just because you just didn't have enough healthy forwards last game, and that's how he's designated?
That's probably a better question for Bill Scott. I'm not sure how. We just said we needed him off taxi on, and he was available for us to use. So whether it's regular recall or emergency, there's rules that go along with that probably Bill would be more apt to fill you in on the details of that.
Okay, and a question about Adam Larson. You have some offensive defensemen and puck movers, obviously, on the right side. Is he different? I mean, in today's game, everything's about the puck moving, and yet Adam seems more like a Jake Muzzin type or a Chris Tanev type, who you certainly need to play all the time, but that makes it uncomfortable for the other team.
Well, you look at him, he plays a hard, steady game, hard in front of the net, good penalty killer, plays against other teams' top players. He plays hard minutes, and you can't have, he moves the puck all right, but there's obviously guys that can move the puck better, but he's a better defender in some situations. So that's one of the luxuries we have is we have a defense with, we feel like, a lot of different capabilities of players that we can cover a lot of roles there. But Lars has played really well. You know, he's had a different partner. He started with Jones and then went to Lagesson, and now has been with Russell for a few games, and he's been a steady guy. That pair has been a good pair for us every game. So he's kind of the rock that kind of takes that second pair on, and he's played very well.
Ryan Rashog, TSN.
Yeah, just on the goaltending, since he's been healthy, you've been running Mike Smith quite a bit here. Is it a situation where he's just playing real well and you want to continue to ride what looks like a hot hand for you? Or
No, we're going to play them both, but we're going to take it game by game, and we just I like the way he played in the third period the other day, and just decided to go back with him 2 in a row.
And looking back to last year, there was some back and forth, and every once in a while, guys would play a little bit more. Are you open to the idea that if somebody really grabs this thing, that it doesn't have to be closer to an equal split?
Yeah, we're open to winning. We're going to make a decision on what we think gives us the best chance to win every night, and with also the thought process that you're going to play a lot of games, you're going to need both guys playing.
Kevin McGran, Toronto Star.
Dave, Ryan was on here a little while ago talking about the importance of winning games, of sweeping series, of putting some separation between you guys at the top and the teams beneath you. How important would it be, or how huge would it be, given the way the playoffs will be set up within the division, to finish first in this division?
You just want to make the playoffs. We got a mindset. We want to prepare, make the playoffs, and play as well as we can. The seedings will take care of themselves. We want to make sure that we're giving ourselves the best chance to be the best team we can be going into the playoffs, and the goal is to be a playoff team, and we'll worry about the rankings as they go along.
Thanks a lot.
Jim Matheson.
Just a question on Turris. Is he able to play?
He had a good practice yesterday, and I think he'd be ready to play. We'll see after the skate today.
Thank you.